Hello, today we are going to be talking about citing sources, or citations. A citation is a reference to a source that you may have quoted or borrowed words or an idea from. The purpose of a citation is to give credit to the original source of a piece of information. A bibliography is where you list each citation that you have used. Some frequently asked questions about bibliographies are, why do I need one, and what do I list in a bibliography? A bibliography gives a record of where you got the information you are using. It is not right to claim someone else's work or ideas as your own, so you must cite your sources to give the right people credit. So this explains why there is a need for a bibliography. As for what to list in one, it can be difficult to find all of the information from each source, but if possible, you must list the author's name, there may be more than one, the title of the book, article, or story, the publishing city and company, and the copyright date. Practically every type of citation needs these items. Okay, so let's listen to this short story about Chris and the mistake that he makes. Chris just found some good stuff on the web for his science report about sharks. He highlights a paragraph that explains that most sharks grow to be only 3 to 4 feet long and can't hurt people. Chris copies it and pastes it into his report. He quickly changes the font so it matches the rest of the report and continues with his research. Okay, what mistake did Chris make? He cheated by using someone else's ideas and words as his own. What should he have done instead? He should have written down the name of the website and the name of the person who wrote the article. Then he could have added it and given credit to the source. This is an example of a citation. What Chris did is called plagiarism. The word plagiarism came from a Latin word that means kidnapped. Plagiarism, just like kidnapping, is a form of stealing. Here are a few reasons not to plagiarize. Plagiarism is lazy. It's stealing somebody else's words and not putting effort in yourself. Depending on your school's rules on plagiarism, you could end up with a 0 on the assignment, suspended, or even worse. We are taught at a young age that stealing is wrong, so it's only natural that we realize that plagiarism is wrong because, after all, it is a form of stealing. One reason that a lot of students plagiarize is because they don't know how to correctly cite sources. So in the next few slides, that's exactly what we're going to learn, how to correctly cite different types of sources. This way, we can put a stop to plagiarism. When citing a book with one author, there are 4 basic steps. Step 1, locate the author on the book cover. Step 2, find the book title. Whenever you're writing the citation, the title is always going to be underlined if you are citing a book. Step 3, find the city that the book was published in. And Step 4, find the publishing company and year published. Step 3 and Step 4 are usually found on the copyright page along with the copyright information. Here we have a final citation for a book with one author. You will notice I have the author listed first, last name, first name, Riordan, Rick. Next, I have the book title, The Lightning Thief, underlined. Then I have the publishing city, a colon, the publishing company, and the copyright date. Okay, so what if we need to cite a book that has 2 authors? Well, the only difference between citing a book with 2 authors and a book with 1 author is that you must include the second author's name in the citation. The first step is to list the author that would appear first in alphabetical order by last name. This name is written last, first name. Step 2, then you need to list the second author, first name, and then last name. So in the citation, we had Fitzsimmons, Keiki, and Joanne Pastel. Then I have the title, Anna Goes Hiking, underlined. I have this publishing city, colon, the publishing company, and the copyright date. Now, if you're citing a magazine article, there are, again, 5 basic steps. Step 1, find the author of the article you want to cite. Step 2, find the article title. Whenever writing the citation, magazine article titles are always placed inside quotation marks. Step 3 is to find the magazine title on the front page. Step 4, find the issue date. And Step 5, find the page number or numbers of the article. Okay, so here we have a final citation for a magazine article. You'll notice I have the author of the article, Rose, Mark. the title of the article in quotation marks, the title of the magazine, which needs to be underlined, the date of publication, and the page numbers the article is found on. Now we're going to cite an article that we found in a newspaper. Step 1 is to find the author of the article. Step 2, find the article title. Step 3, find the newspaper title. This is usually found on the front page of the newspaper. Step 4, find the publishing date. This is usually located very close to the newspaper title. And step 5, find the page number of the article. Okay, so here we have a final citation for the newspaper article. You'll notice I have the author of the article, last name, comma, first name, the article title in quotation marks, the newspaper title underlined, the date the article is published, and the page number of the article. Citing information off of the internet is actually very simple. There are only 2 steps. Step 1, find the website address or the URL. This is usually located at the top left corner of the screen. And step 2, list the date that you researched and found the information. So a citation would look exactly like this: www.kidsknowit.com. That's my website address. And April 4th, 2012. That's when I located the information. There is something you should know about finding information online. You need to be skeptical of this information. As hard as it is to believe, not everything you read online is accurate. There is very little law and order as to what websites may post, so when using the internet for resource information, you must be cautious that the information you use is accurate. So let's test your skills at deciding whether a website is accurate or not. True or false? The Pacific Northwest tree octopus really exists. Here's a website that wants its readers to help save this endangered creature from extinction. So what do you think? True or false? Well, if you answered false, then you are correct. Even though there are countless websites that offer information about this mythical species, and even websites asking readers to help save the Pacific Northwest tree octopus, it is in fact a made-up creature. This is just an example of how you have to be careful about all the information you find online. Here are some tips that you can use for evaluating information you find on the internet. Think critically about the purpose and the perspective of a given website. Don't always accept information online as the truth. Be especially wary of a site whose URL contains the word user. This means it's a personal page. And finally, you can always use the website easywhois.com. This website gives you a quick idea of who's creating the ideas you're reading. One final note before you get to finding your research and citing all of those sources. If it is not your own words or your own idea, cite the source. And check and double check your citations to make sure they are correctly written. This can be the difference between failing and passing. Good luck.